listened to Metallica because I grew up in Inglewood and Taranaki, so it was Bougainville.
Yeah.
So it was Metallica. Well, I didn't even like Metallica, but I just listened to Metallica because everyone did. I was listening to Queen.
Yeah.
I was discovering Bob Dylan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Queen must have been amazing. Freddie Mercury, man. What a guy. Jeez.
What an amazing, incredible, potent machine Queen is. And right at the helm, like the glorious Freddie. Yeah. You know, with absolutely reckless abandon.
Oh, big time.
Giving it all. Yeah. So that was the music. Queen and those were the days, bro. Fiji.
That's crazy.
We went in just after Rambuka had taken over with that military coup, which was out.
So you're listening to Metallica, you're 11, 12, and you decided that you want to, start a band and be all the cool kids in school and do all these shows. That must have been a crazy time.
Like adolescence is a crazy time, man. Yeah, definitely. But
it reminds me of Stranger Things. Growing up in the
there was some strange
80s.
things growing up in Inglewood, bro. Yeah, in the 80s. I had a pretty cool BMX, though,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty cool BMX.
We all did.
Yeah.
Mine was red.
Mine was red as well. It was an
Really?
HMX 600, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, red was like my color.
Yeah, it was faster than blue.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Crazy times. Crazy times. And then, how did the whole, you're playing in the band, loving music, loving life, 11, 12. How does that turn into, I want to do music, I want to write music, and how do you discover that?
Well, I've always loved music and love singing. And then it wasn't actually until later that I started to learn the guitar. Scotty, my bro, learned the guitar. He's in the band. And I used his guitar as a means to get attention because, I'm a bit of an extrovert. And I learned that I could play this thing, and I was 16, 17, and people would, at least look at me, And so... And I love that feeling. And we were talking about it before, bro, that performance feeling. Yeah. Where you can have people kind of captivated.
Yeah. As a teenager, I remember every single person was trying to find what they were best at.
Yeah. Well,
and they want to do that.
Fuck yeah.
Whether it's like mixed martial arts or athletics or arts or science or chemistry.
Just trying to find your crew, eh?
Yeah. You're trying to find that awakening. I've discovered myself. I've decoded myself.
Yeah.
Because that's when from the point you're born to that point you decode yourself. Thousands of your psychological traits you're trying to connect together and be like, whoa, I'm an actor. I've been here in this world to be an actor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mobilize the world through my acting.
There's a book I was reading called Big Magic, and it was explained that it's by the woman who did Eat, Pray, Love. And explaining about that, so all these options of what you could actually be. And life is about kind of finding those gems within yourself that those are the things that you need to then spend time on and polish and sculpt until they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And that process takes at least half a lifetime, eh?
Yeah, it does.
But it starts there at those ages, trying to figure out what is it that makes me tick and gets me out of bed in the morning and makes me passionate and excited. Because who's excited when you're a teenager? You're just excited about sex and the next party, right? Well,
yeah. And that's
maybe
from that
maybe
point
not.
on.
That's how I was.
From that point on, half of your half-century life, when you're 25, you discover these things. And then the other half is the fun part where you go through all these struggles, relationships change around you, some people go, some people come.
Yeah.
You get out of that struggle, and by the time you are 50, you've actually championed who you are meant to become. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody goes through that.
Not consciously, but quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even artists, right? Musicians, they start and they have this rough, life from the point they discover they want to be musicians and to the point they become Quincy Jones. They're traveling with Frank Sinatra and playing music. And
well, only Quincy's Quincy.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's just
Oprah Winfrey, right?
Yeah, finding a passion, right? sticking with it, being prepared to work and sacrifice a little bit for it, and then it becomes good. All of a sudden, it becomes part of who you are, and it becomes a channel for expression.
Yeah.
So that's what it turned out to be. So through Teachers College, because I went to Massey University in Palmerston North.
Yeah.
Shout out to dirty old Palmy. Spent 4 years there. But like during that time was like that was when my mind opened up, got out of home, even though it was only like 2 hours away, but it was independent, and that was that between 18 and 24 where like I got my degree educating in education and teaching, and also like played gigs and like met guys who taught me things on guitar and singing, and like so that really what I consider the incubation of like my passion as a songwriter and a performer, and a musician is that time. So all through high school I feel like I was just playing sport. I was a total jock kind of dude, and I always loved music, but it wasn't until like that time where I left home and found this other part of myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, this is. And so I'd finished my degree, and I did a couple of years teaching up in Auckland, in South Auckland.
Yeah.
At Otahuhu College. Another shout out. Kia Tamatane. If there's any alumni watching. And then did two years after Teachers College, and I was like, this can't be life. I did like doing 9 to 5, and I was like, I quit, and then bought a 4-track recorder and an ounce of weed and started recording our songs and got the boys together and started playing in a band, and I was like, and that wasn't until I was like 22, 23, because it came to it a bit later. Just felt like I had to do all that stuff first before I could have that for myself. Yeah.
So that all kind of led you to the Slacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Tell me a bit about how the Slacks kind of came about, picking up the name and trying to find your unique sound.
Yeah. Cool, man. Like, it's really nice to be able to tell this story, Adnan.
Yeah.
Thank you for being interested.
No,
bro.
I've loved the Slacks all the time. Like, huge fan. I've been playing Information Ape the whole week last week.
Yeah.
And
Cheers,
it was fascinating that my son actually came to me and he was like, Dad, you've been playing this song the whole day. Like, oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna change it. Quickly change it. And I just love the vibe. It has a feeling of expanding myself to accepting this person that I have not fully accepted to be. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I love the information age. I feel like I am born in the right time at the right place in this universe.
Let's go.
Information age and artificial intelligence.
Yeah, bring that on.
I get it. I understand it. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm a cyborg, you're a cyborg. We all have an iPhone as an extension of who we are. At some point, we're gonna just put it in our head or in our arm or whatever. Then we are half cyborgs, right?
It's inevitable, bro.
Yeah. So super amazing to have you on the show. So thanks for doing it.
Yeah, bro.
I've always seen you around town, but never kind of connected. So it's super cool that we have finally.
Yeah.
We're having this chat.
I'm stoked.
And it's awesome. So tell me about the Slacks. How did you all become the Slacks?
Well, like I was saying, working in South Auckland and a little bit disillusioned, kind of, just about what the day-to-day life is, just what it was. You spend your kind of life growing through those phases where you feel like you're making independent decisions, but a lot of the pressure is forcing you into making a decision. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of outside pressures from family and from, community to do a certain thing. You grow up and we were expected to go to university. Mum and Dad were like, yeah, you go to university, get a degree. Like, hey, we'll do that. And then like you get married, all my aunties and uncles are married and with the kids, and a mortgage and that, and so you go and do that, and sort of did all the things, and then got to the end, and I was like, is this it?
Yeah.
And so it was
Is this my time?
Yeah.
To become the Slacks.
Yeah, this is it. And so, yeah. I remember I bought some Neil Young albums I bought Harvest and Harvest Moon, and was listening to Floyd and stuff like that. And that lyric and time, scratching around in a patch of ground in your hometown,
Yeah.
waiting for someone or something to show you the way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I waiting for? Like, I need to do the things that I really want to do. And it was like music. And so we picked up the band and the original lineup, and we started playing in a place in Sandringham on Taumata Road. And we just played and played and played and played, quit our jobs. And like
Wow.
we were, independent and didn't have kids and that. And so like, it was good. And we used to, go to all the music that was in Auckland at the time, and Golden Horse were making a, big splash. There was good albums coming out, and the Labour government at the time, Helen Clark, was like lifting all the New Zealand creative arts and bumping up the quotas for the radio and the TV, so it had to have New Zealand music, and it felt like a really good time.
That's crazy that the stuff that we enjoy today is something that's been bumped since Helen Clark's time.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, it takes a generation, to like, for the fruit to ripen.
Yeah.
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 So you're looking at some pretty ripe fruit here. Adnan.
Yeah.
Bordering on
The
squishy.
first generation of unique New Zealand artists.
Definitely not the first. Definitely not the first. On the shoulders of giants, man. There's been some great Kiwi, like generations before me, and like there's a good history of New Zealand, like rock music
Yeah.
and modern music, and like it continues, like you just look at the heavy hitters from New Zealand at the moment, like Naked and Famous or Marlon Williams or any of those, like Lord or any of those amazing Kiwis who are mixing it with anyone on the global stage,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I had the privilege to have dinner once with Dame Kiri Te Kanawa.
Wow.
I happened to be good mates with her son.
Oh, really?
We
What's his name?
kind of Tom. We used to hang out a lot when we were in Auckland, so that was how we.
So you grew up in Auckland?
Nah, I grew up in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I moved to Auckland 14 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
and I was there for 8 years. So I got there in 2009.
Mm.
So I was 23, I think.
Yeah.
So that's 23 to 31 was sort of my time in Auckland.
Yeah.
The good thing about, I guess, enjoying my time in Auckland and New Zealand more was the fact that when I was 19, 20, I started living with a Kiwi family in Abu Dhabi, flatting with them, but got immersed into the New Zealand culture. So when I came here, it was like, I was already a Kiwi in some shape or form. So I could integrate with Auckland much faster, within a week, make friends, and,
You understood the strange
yeah.
natives from this country.
Yeah, and they loved it because I was this fresh guy that's been converted into their form of metrics. They were like, "Wow, look at this new guy that's made it into our matrix. Welcome. Wow, what do you think? Wow, you could be like, someone that can influence us.
Yeah.
So
It's still pretty fresh, Ed.
yeah, very interesting feeling.
Yeah.
Where's
Strange.
the Arab? Where's the terrorist? Don't blow up anything. That sort of, that's the start. And then eventually it kind of becomes something different. I remember I kind of fell into a group when I came here and instantly clicked. And one of the guys from the group was like, you're looking for a place to stay? Come stay with me. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I move in. And then my mom's like, yeah, what's happening and, what are you doing? So, yeah, I found a place to stay. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Where's your flatmate from? From Denmark. And she was just outraged that I was living with a Danish guy. Because back in that time, that's when the Danish cartoon artist drew the picture of Prophet Muhammad, which
right.
kind of upset a lot of people.
Right, yeah.
And a lot of countries banned.
It wasn't that guy's fault, though, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't that guy's fault. But my mum was angry towards all Danish people.
Yeah.
So she was outraged that I was living with a Danish guy. But we had the best time.
Is your mum racist?
She's uneducated.
Yeah.
She's very uneducated. She doesn't understand how big the earth. Maybe I don't know. I'm just making this up. Maybe, but she's uneducated, so she's easily influenced by whatever the propaganda is.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having an ability to apply critical thinking, question things, and make her own analysis.
Yeah.
So that's not there because
Yeah.
she's uneducated.
Like a nationalistic way of thinking about
Yeah.
the
So
world.
we've learned to kind of just ignore what she's saying,
Yeah.
you know?
Is she open for discourse?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm. It's important, eh?
Yeah.
Right. So where was I?
Where were you?
Auckland. The
Auckland.
Slacks?
Yeah.
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 I wasn't implying that your mum's racist.
I'm sure she wouldn't understand what you're saying. So, and,
Bloody Kiwis.
Yeah. And with my mum, I've got to a point where we just don't care what she says. She can say whatever she wants. That's
mum.
fine. Yeah. She's just mum, and everything is cool.
It's a good way to be.
Yeah, and so the Slacks, Auckland. How did you guys? Did you meet in Auckland? Did you become a band in Auckland?
Well, me and Scotty, we started at university. We started writing songs,
Yeah,
and it was a competition thing. So I'd write a song. Go, I got this song, bro, and he'd write, and he'd write a better song. Go, I got this song, bro, and so there was a bit of a brotherly thing going on.
yeah, healthy,
Yeah,
good times,
definitely, bro. Like really healthy and
mastering your craft.
yeah, and honing it and like sharpening it on each other's kind of whetstone, like, so, what do you think of this? And, giving each other feedback and getting inspiration. So him and a guy called Neil Drinkwater, who's an incredible piano player, still lives in Taranaki, moved up from Auckland, from New Plymouth. We met a drummer up there, Josh Cockburn, who was from Taupo, and he was a really good drummer. And so formed the band, and that was in 1999 in our first, so that last millennium, bro. So the Slacks have got some lineage to that point, as our first recording was in 1999, and those first 5 years we just cut our teeth and just tried to get stuck into whatever was going on, and we had a really party mentality.
Yeah,
So we wanted to celebrate. It was one of the ethos was like the Slacks were a lifestyle. So like the name came about when we were sitting on the front lawn at that Taumata Road in Sandringham, and it was a beautiful sunny day, summer's day, and we were living the life of Riley. We had gigs coming up, we had money coming in. We were a working band, and we were like, we kind of cracked it at some point, it was like,
yeah,
we weren't doing,
almost there.
we weren't doing anything, but we were doing something,
Yeah,
like
this feels good.
yeah, this feels good. and there was a number of suggestions for names, like Fun Ho was a name I remember that got passed around. I was like, no, that's not quite right. And and then just someone said, what about the Slacks? And everyone went, oh yeah, well that's kind of cool because we're kind of slack, and
Yeah,
and the Slacks can be the pants as well, and we all got some decent pants tailored, and that was our thing. We were the Slacks, and we had a mentality of like, yeah, we're here to party, which eventually turned into the Rolling Vibe, which is the name of the second album. So like the Rolling Vibe, it matured to that, to be like, if we're here all together as the Slacks, it's a party, like, and so the party just keeps on rolling, like that was the ethos, So play good music, record good music, and play good gigs with good people.
yeah,
Yeah, and so that's where the ethos was born, and we that band. I eventually like pulled the pin after 5 years. I was like, it's sort of, we'd done a good thing. We'd recorded our first album, Suppressed Inventions, which is on Spotify and all those
Yeah.
places. And I wanted to go overseas and have a look around, so I was married, and I took my wife then, Jo, to Tokyo, and I was teaching over there
okay.
and playing music over there as well.
Wow,
Had a band called the Lazy Eights.
how was that? How was Tokyo?
Tokyo was epic, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I studied the language at high school,
yeah,
and I had an exchange when I was 15 to Mishima, which is a city outside south of Tokyo, and a sister city of New Plymouth. Yeah, and so I already loved the culture, like loved the art, love the history, you know, love that beautiful kind of simple elegance that the culture holds so dearly, you know,
Yeah.
and a beautiful stillness of everything that's going on around it.
Yeah.
A huge thirst and inspiration for technology, the Japanese, you know. And so like I was fascinated by the culture, so went there for a couple of years, played some killer gigs with the Lazy Eights, like so had some really cool moments, and then came back and Scotty was still playing gigs and teaching, and I was like, let's go again, bro. And so then we formed the lineup that we've got now, the 4-piece with Blake and Zany.
Yeah.
And that was in 2013, and we did another album, and then we did a series of singles and stuff. And yeah, so we got to this point where we've done our third album. It's our first studio album, really,
Yeah.
because the other two were recorded kind of live.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
But we really took our time with Sam Johnson.
Yeah.
Rhythm
Cool.
Mace, who's
Yeah.
coming on next week, right?
Yes, his. Yeah.
I love that dude, bro. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this new album you're talking about is Information Ape.
The album is
Yeah.
Information Ape,
Yeah.
and,
And it's not launched yet.
it's not launched yet.
Yeah, you've dropped a couple of singles. Yeah.
2 singles off it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and 2 videos. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard of the Slacks since March 2020 when there was like the last WarMad. I hear about the Slacks once a year.
Yeah.
I've been in New Plymouth for 6 years, and I've heard the Slacks like once in 3 months, once in 6 months. Until the Information Ape track and artificial based music video was launched. And it just captivated me. I was like, the Slacks, yeah, the Slacks, yeah, I listen to the Slacks.
Oh, cool,
New
bro.
Plymouth band, the Slacks. I'm gonna play it every day. And it's like, whoa, and I watch the video and I'm taking my son through the video and explaining to him how, like artificial intelligence created this video and listening to the lyrics and really like connecting to the lyrics. I haven't heard the first one yet.
Yeah.
I've heard Information Ape.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk to you about Information Ape and, how long have you been writing this and how did you get to it? Explain to me your idea of what Information Ape is.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for asking that, man. Like, this is cool. This is really cool for me to flesh out, just in my own head, and like verbalize where we are with this, thing, because it's definitely conscious, but it's nice to be in the moment and also reflective.
Yeah. As artists, we're so caught up in the next thing, always building forward.
Yeah.
We never get a chance to stop and see how we connected the dots.
Yeah.
And how we did everything, because you can always connect the dots backwards, not forward.
Yeah.
When you're doing forward, you're discovering things as you go, and a lot of the things you're discovering is not what you're looking for. But when you go backwards, you can tell a beautiful story of how you actually discovered something.
Yeah.
So I'm really fascinated by how Information Ape came by as you reflect on it.
Right. Yeah. So like, I think now might be a time for the Appleton, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Do
All
you
right.
reckon? Yeah?
Okay, we're going to have a drink. But carry on. Tell me the story.
Oh,
Information
okay.
Ape.
I'll let you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure,
you
bro.
get into it.
Yeah. Well, so like I was saying, like I'd spent that time in Tokyo, and in Japan, and in that time when I went over there, part of my intention was to upgrade and update my technological knowledge, because I've railed against technology from its onset, because I'm a bit of a Luddite and a bit of a technophobe, to be honest. Apart from gaming always fascinated me, but I was the last of my friends to get a cell phone, the old brick, and like I only got it because someone gave it to me, like I'd never actually bought, and that was still, people just give me phones, like, because you have to have one, right? You can't not have one. But anyway, when I went to Japan, I was like, I'm going to throw that old me out the window, and I'm going to embrace and see what I can, find in this world, in this kind of digital world. So I did. I immersed myself, and I updated all my, got an awesome new computer, and I got new gaming machine, and I got at the time, believe it or not, an awesome iPod.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit dated, eh?
Yeah, an iPod. I remember how awesome they were, and only like one kid in my classroom had it.
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa, what is
How
that
many
thing?
songs have you got on that tiny little matchbook?
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Cheers, bro. To iPods.
And Appleton State rum.
Appleton State Run and Apple products.
Yeah, man. Carry on.
Yeah, so I got back because like I got to the point where living in Tokyo, and it was so much. There's such a massive vibe. Like there's like any big city, it just hums, like at all hours of the day. So if you want, and like for a small town boy, like living in a big city that just hums like that,
Yeah.
it's like I just want to get.
So you're in Japan, and that's when you started thinking about Information Ape?
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's kind of
It's like a decade ago? 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I was like, this was the thing. I was like, we're just like hurtling towards this
Yeah.
integration of humanity,
Yeah.
and
And you're just the slacks. You're
Yeah.
all just slacks.
we're just slack, man.
And we're being pushed into this pathway like a gravitational pull.
Do you know that we're all born with original slack?
Really?
Yeah.
And
Do
then
you know
it's-
the Church of the Subgenius? Have you heard of that?
No. Go on. Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
Oh, bro, the Church of the Subgenius is hilarious and brilliant, but it's an aside. But they have this thing they call reference the original slack, right? Which is not our doing, but it's actually perfectly aligned with. And it's like your original slack is your ability to do whatever it is that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So the Church of the Subgenius are about celebrating your original slack, but the only problem is the world is controlled by a spaceship filled with sex-crazed aliens who are hovering outside our environment, who control the pink boys,
Wow.
who are the bureaucrats. So that's the Church of the Subgenius, and you also, if you are a member of the Church of the Subgenius, and you may well be you have Yeti blood, bro,
Do you think so?
coursing through your veins. Anyway, that's a completely different. Check it out though, bro. Like it's hilarious. It
Yeah.
started by some Berkeley students in the 70s as a response to Scientology.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely digress.
Six crazy aliens, man.
Yeah,
imagine,
I mean,
imagine what's going
Why
on in
not?
that ship.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Oh, not sleeping, I imagine.
No sleeping. And that was what Tokyo was like, kind of. There was no sleeping,
Oh,
like
yeah.
there was so much.
That's Tokyo.
Yeah, and there was so much stimulus coming at me. After 3 years, bro, I was like, man, I got to get out, because like I'd come back home for Christmas and everyone had like half an acre of a backyard, and I was like, oh my god, rather than life being like
Yeah.
in neon and flashing neon.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like came back.
That's a fascinating awakening, discovery, expansion of your consciousness.
Huge. Yeah. I remember going there and like it was the first time that I was a stranger abroad, and I'd taken a certain amount of money that I thought was going to last me, and I got about 2 weeks in and I was like, holy shit, this isn't gonna, I gotta move quick, and
Yeah.
the language was a challenge, but we made our way, and had our first child there actually.
Oh,
Born
wow.
in Tokyo, yeah, Gracie.
Had lots of ramen.
Bro, I got so addicted to ramen. I got so addicted to ramen, bro, that I had to learn to make good ramen so I could have good ramen. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Right. For the last 2 weeks before I left Japan, I had ramen every
Oh, man.
every day.
Man.
Yeah.
I've seen the ones, I haven't been to Japan, but I've seen the ones where you go up the stairs and you put your money through a machine,
Yeah,
like a
get
vending
your ticket.
machine, get your ticket, and then,
Boom.
boom on the counter, and they were just like, yeah.
So good. And every ramen bar has got its own take on this fucking classic food, and like shiro miso, like a white miso soup
Oh,
with
man.
spicy
Yeah.
Tan tam in ramen. Oh, achi tamago, 2 eggs.
Yeah, I'm a 2x kind of guy on my ramen, big time. And so you're back in New Zealand, and you're enjoying the space around you and the pace of time and life. And how does that kind of lead you to thinking about, apes
Yeah.
and information age and
Yeah, well, I guess it's reflecting on that, and I was kind of just thinking, I heard some comedians say that we're just shaved chimps, and it was like, yeah, we kind of are, like we think we're, humanity.
we're chimps with a brain and
Yeah, yeah,
or something, I don't know.
yeah, well, we're just one little rung up, and humanity has this charmingly disarming quality of, it thinks it's really evolved. Like 200 years ago, we thought we were really smart, and we think we're really smart now, and in 200 years, we're going to look like idiots,
Yeah.
And that's kind of, so anyway, I started thinking, imagine if your cell phone becomes a third eye. Imagine if it goes eventually just boom. And they're like, okay, so instead of having to text you that, I can just think about you.
Yeah.
And you get something and you get a little boom. And so I was just thinking about like where that was. So this is like 2000.
Yeah, we burn a lot of energy to remember and remind ourselves to get in touch with everybody in our lives and make sure everybody's okay. And then all that processing. But if all of that is just, into made easier, that you're transferring or teleporting, but connecting or communicating in such a, just in a silent fashion. I get it, and you get it. Imagine how much more faster we would become.
Yeah. Would we eventually evolve into a hive mind though?
Yeah. When we have to, I think we have to create artificial intelligence. And
Imagine, right, if all that collective wisdom or consciousness, right,
yeah,
could be then immediately fully understood by everyone, and then therefore placed as a truth, right?
Yeah.
So all of our consciousness raised to the highest level
yeah,
of humanity, and we go, okay, this is what we know how to do. This is the truth, and now we can go about our lives understanding that this is how we have to do it. Isn't that the like, ideal view of like what that instant communication and that meld between technology and humanity could be? Is this kind of super functioning being that would work in symbiosis with the environment and each other? Could that work?
yeah.
If we had our cell phones embedded in our third eye.
Wow. That's information ape.
That's information ape, bro. It's like, is that what we are becoming? Is that? And so it's like the idea, well, our science fiction writers have been predicting our future for the last 200 years, So let's write some science fiction, and let's write some real good science fiction. Because if we can imagine it, then we can do it. Well,
That's just
State of Islam.
Yeah.
Well, it is no dream.
yeah. It's fascinating to get to that point. Wow, must have been such an amazing discovery for you. Getting to that point of this big dot in your life,
Huge, bro.
as the slacks. And so, how do you go from that discovery and understanding, and all the words you have in your mind that put that story together as a 1,000-piece puzzle,
Yeah.
and convert that into a lyrics that you can sing that can captivate a wider group of people?
That's the inspiration, hey? That's the muse. So that's getting out of your own way and being able to channel some kind of higher ethereal understanding to be able to put a feeling into melody and words in a song.
Wow.
Yeah. that's inspiration and that's art, right?
You're not using your conscious self.
No. Well, you're trying to get out of your way, get out of your own way,
Yeah.
so you can kind of channel
Which many
something
people
real.
never do in their lives. They never crack that code.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to, it's hard to be honest. Like my songs aren't particularly honest. Scotty's are way more honest than my songs.
Right.
My songs are a bit more hopeful and narrative, and you know, and that's what
I like
Information
that.
Ape is.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the hopeful narrative. It's telling me a story.
Yeah,
You know, where we came from and where
Exactly.
we're going.
well,
And is it a dystopian or is it a protopian future?
it's protopian, bro. They're protopes.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've had so much
Yeah.
dystopian. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dystos versus protopes. That would be a fun world.
Protopian sounds more achievable than utopian as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it is. You know, you gotta have majority of peace and peace with artificial intelligence. We're talking about a war between human beings and artificial intelligence.
Are we talking about a war or are we talking about a merge?
So this is the thing, right? People who believe we're going to merge are not vocal. They're confident. They know it's going to happen, and majority of it's going to be peaceful because it will work in our favor. Because we can't destroy ourselves. We haven't
And
destroyed.
there'll be huge pitfalls.
Yeah, we haven't destroyed ourselves. We've had world wars, but we haven't destroyed ourselves yet. We haven't become extinct.
Not yet, bro.
Not yet, right? But this is sort of like the next thing. You're making sure you're creating yourself into this artificial intelligent alien to continue. The light never dies. You can beam them into all these different planets, and they can multiply very quickly across the galaxy in 100,000 years.
Yeah, bro. What? Wait. What? Are you talking about humanity?
Yeah.
You still talking about humanity?
Yeah. Yeah, humanity. The future of humanity.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Apes to humans to AI to AI in a human body as a silicon body, which ends up in a different planet. Then the natives will look at you as aliens. Humans turn into aliens when arrived on a different planet where there are native people, native intelligence looking at you going, look, it's an alien. We knew that aliens existed. We found aliens from planet Earth.
Well, that's happened before, isn't it? We were talking about Graham Hancock's kind of thing, eh?
Yeah.
Like that's happened before, isn't it?
I just today actually looked at an Egyptian drawing that was drawn thousands of years ago of an alien UFO ship. It's like they must have seen that stuff back in the day to be able to draw it thousands of years ago.
Yeah, man. Well,
on an Egyptian pyramid.
Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen anything that you're like, what? When I saw the like satellite train, the Elon Musk thing, I was like, what the fuck? I remember stopping the car and like
It
like
looks
a
like
Spielberg
Santa
movie.
Clauses, you know, and row.
Immediately inspired and also disappointed at the same time. Eh?
Yeah.
Like, oh, space junk.
Yeah. It's been fascinating. Starlink, you know, they are providing connectivity to remote people.
True that.
Then you have a war in Ukraine, and Russia shuts down the infrastructure connectivity for Ukraine. Elon Musk ships Starlink connection. So most of the Ukraine's defense and communication network operates on Starlink. Elon supplied a lot of ground systems and modems and connectivity tools to connect to the satellites in the orbit. And the fascinating thing is when you look at it from the early days, you're like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. We have these things that are orbiting and they're connecting these countries at war and they can defend themselves. You think, wow, Elon Musk is like the new Nelson Mandela, right?
It's from the same part of the world, isn't it?
Yeah. He's from South Africa.
Yeah.
But
Bit different.
the war strategy changes.
A little bit different.
Yeah. A little bit different. The strategy has changed. Okay. Strategy has changed. And so America now wants to send long-range missiles to Ukraine because the war is now getting a little bit more intense. They need to defend themselves long range, not just short range. And Elon Musk sends a tweet. We will not allow, we will not allow long-range missiles to be used on Starlink network because we don't want an escalating war. So this guy that is not part of any government has given connectivity infrastructure to a country at war, and now he's dictating how the war is going to go. Because he can control what you can use on your on his network and what you can't use on his network.
It's on top of his game, that dude. Eh?
Yeah.
Must
Long
be.
range missiles? Nope. Can't do it. And then
Dictating the rules of the game.
yeah, and imagine
Must
how
be a
pissed
heady
off
power.
the White House is gonna be.
But
It's like Elon Musk has done what?
But businesses have had more power than governments for centuries. You know, like it's
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
not in dictating the
single-
war, not in controlling like the military.
really.
I don't know, maybe.
Doesn't it really? Yeah.
I don't know.
You know that song, "War is over
Yeah,
if you want it. War is over now."
yeah,
So imagine that your heart is a beam of light and peace, and then expand that over your house,
yeah,
and then over your town, then over your country, then over your planet.
yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
If we're talking about information,
Yeah,
it's essentially a nod to the Britpop that I loved in the 70s, like the Kinksy kind of, the Kinks?
yeah,
You know the Kinks, and yeah, like that Beatles and the Who, that kind of Britpop feel, where it was like, that's kind of early kind of rock pop music, where it was clever and telling a story, but also a bit, I don't know, anti-establishment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you write the lyrics and you test it out and you play it,
Yeah,
obsess
recorded it
over
on
it.
my 4-track.
Yeah, record it on your 4-track, play it at gigs and
Yeah.
try it out,
Yeah.
and for the
Okay.
first time share it with your crew,
Yeah.
and they feel it and they get into it, they
Yeah,
vibe with it. They're
you
like,
know how it is.
"Wow, you've nailed this one." It's been 10 years in the making, and you've nailed it. How is that experience?
Fucking great, bro.
Yeah,
It's like birthing a child.
yeah,
It really
Yeah.
is, man. It's like that. Like the response that you alone have given me over the video and the single, is worth me doing it. And I've had so much of that. So many people have come up and said, "We love it. We love the song. We love the video. The concept's incredible. It's right now. It's of now." And so that's currency for me, man. So yeah, so that's why I'm so stoked that you have me here, bro, in this place and on your podcast, bro. And
yeah. Because Information Ape has kind of really caught up to me where I am at, where I see things are unfolding right in the front of the queue, personally for me. And then the Information Ape comes in a very different way. My music has a journey, has always been, I'd listen to one decade of music and I'm obsessed over it, and then I move on.
yeah.
I've now got to the Neil Young era. I'm listening to all of Neil Young live mixtapes before I get to his albums.
Neil Young.
Neil Young, yeah.
Yeah, you're getting into
Yeah, I've been
Old
into
Shaky.
yeah, I've been into Neil Young since like maybe October last year.
that man's a huge. So the first single and video release was our song off the album called Old King Young,
Oh yeah.
and that is my tribute song to Neil Young.
Oh wow.
So I went and saw him at the Big Day Out in 2010, maybe 11, and came back and wrote this song. So like there's a couple of songs from the same era, but it's a complete Neil Young song. I burgled all the lyrics from him, you know, and it like stole his style, you know, and And he's just such a huge like influence of mine.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Have you ever read that book, Shaky?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's incredible biography that took 40 years. He like teased this Rolling Stone reporter for 40 years for like to get the story, and he got the story, and it's like a big fat book. It's brilliant, and he annotates everything with his own thoughts, and like there's transcripts of like magazine interviews and movies and videos and stuff. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Neil Young,
read
man,
it.
godfather of grunge.
Yeah, no, that's it's I can feel how he's kind of mobilized and influenced the whole hippie culture in the 70s. You know, Steve Jobs was a big hippie, and I'm experiencing him now, and it's kind of like a time travel backwards to the 70s through just the lyrics.
That's what good music does, right?
Yeah, the lyrics that take you to a time that you have heard about, seen, and you're experiencing it through the music, the energy of the music. And
It's like a history book,
similar to
audio history book stuff.
yeah, and just the same goes to Information Ape. It's talking to me of a time that I can see coming. It hasn't come yet. It's a time that is becoming. And so it's like, oh, wow, I love this version of what is becoming an Information Ape. And then you add the video on top, which I really want to talk to you about. It's a video of artificial intelligence generated perception of an ape going through the becoming of the information age.
Yeah.
And it becomes the information ape of this apes that are going to school with a bag but no clothes, apes that are wearing suit and tie working in a cubicle, like the 1960s Mad Men advertising agency boom.
There's a lot of amazing images in there,
Those
right?
amazing images. How do you get an AI to do that for you? What are you feeding to this AI to create these images, and how many images do you want? Is it the lyrics that are going through the system and it's kind of decoding that into an image?
Yeah. Well, we have a narrative for, obviously, when you write a song, well, when I write a song, I have quite a strong narrative, like I was saying before, but running through the song. You know, lyrics have always been important to me. Like, part of the reason I love music is the stories, you know, that can tell. And it speaks to what you were saying before about it's kind of like listening to history, right? And good music puts you in time and place. If you listen to Johnny Cash, you know, like you feel like you're in the 50s and you're in America, you know, and you're in the Bible Belt. You know, you listen to the Beatles, you feel like you're in the Cavern in Liverpool. You know, like it puts you in time and place.
Yeah.
You listen to punk music, you listen to
Daft Punk,
Eminem.
Eminem,
You listen to hip hop music.
50
It
Cent,
puts you in New York, and you know, like so. That's the power of music.
Frank
which is-
Sinatra,
anything.
Dean Martin.
All the great stuff puts you in a time and place. Yeah, and so it just made sense for us to. So we bought an app, and the app's called Midjourney, and basically, we fed in lyrics and what we wanted to see, and it just spits out these beautiful images of. And we had this narrative in our head, so we just told it what we wanted to see, and it just creates these images. And some of them are a bit distorted and weird, but they're all yours. Like you bought the app, you get the images, but it's just incredible. Like it would have taken, like 50 years ago, it would have taken artists, like digital artists, months to do, and we did it in a couple of days on this app, and it was so good because it was like all of our other videos have been live recorded and edited and everything like that. And we just had this creative freedom to just go, this is what we want to see. And it shows us, you know.
It's amazing how the Slacks become the Daft Punk
Yeah, slack punk.
You know, it's like, you are the slacks and your videos are edited and they're all about nature and this ape that you are, and you are defying yourself from this information age, and then you become the information ape, you know, and you are experiencing the information age from the perspective of an ape. But your visual identity of your tracks, your new website, your logo, the colors, the video on Spotify, just it makes it, the mysteriousness of it makes it feel like ape punk, not Daft Punk, but maybe the ape punk,
Yeah. Well, ape
know?
punk, I could get down with that. It's kind of, I guess that's that weird steampunk thing. Like ape punk, I can get down with ape punk.
Yeah, cool.
That's a direction I could definitely explore as a songwriter. Well, we sometimes describe ourselves as the hippie punks, or progressive hillbilly. I don't know, man. The thing is, you were talking about, like, how does that feel when you get to that place? 10 years of this idea incubating, and like you say, you go through that process of playing it live and getting the reaction, and we dropped it for a long time, and we had it when we did the second album, but it didn't make the cut in the second album. And this time around, it was perfect as a concept for the whole album. And so, yeah, it's really weird. It's time and place, and it's like those cyclic things. And, the Slacks has always been a slow burning stew, like a slow bubbling stew. And the stew's ready, I don't know if you've caught our live shows and that, but there's an electricity that happens, and then we can all feel it, and the audience feels it, and like we just, like good music does,
Yeah.
And that's, and so it feels like with this thing, it's like we're ready, man. Like we really feel like we've got something to say right here and now, and this is it. And this is not just it, because there's 11 tracks on the album coming out.
Oh, wow.
We're putting it on vinyl, and we're putting it out on, so it's like, so we feel now like we are the kaumātua, we are the ones now to guide the ship of state, or at least to herald the coming of the next stage,
Yeah.
If not us, then who, brother?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
No, amazing. Well
Yeah.
done. How many years did it take to finish the 11 tracks, and how many times did you play them at your shows to kind of improve the feedback on the tracks to a point that it was ready to guide the ship?
So me and Scotty have written, like I was saying before, have written songs since we were at university.
Yeah.
So we've got this huge back catalogue of songs. Yeah. And so there must be, I think the original list we wrote out, there's 70, 80 songs, like over the last 10 years, say, 10, 15 years. And we jam through them all, and we find out which ones feel good and which one are of the time, and which ones, have some kind of energy of their own. Yeah, and it's just a whittling down process. And you talk about small businesses going through COVID, bro. Like, we recorded that album through COVID, and like the Slacks, the Rolling Vibe Unlimited is the smallest business you will probably come across, run by a bunch of slacks. And so, yeah, it was really hard, bro. Like, we had planned, like, we first went into the studio at the end of 2019, and it took us 2.5 years to record it, because we couldn't record because it was lockdown and we couldn't go in anywhere, and we lost all of our income because the band relies on live performance for income. Yeah. And so we didn't get any income, and it just, like, the brakes just went, but we just, like, kept going.
Oh, wow.
And, like, kept, pushing through. And then when everything came up, when was that, bro? Last March, almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Where we were like, we were just being fucking over.
Let's gotta do it. Let's get into it. Come on, guys.
Give me a pash.
Let's not let it go. We can do this.
Yeah, let's not make it illegal
Let me
together.
call Sam Johnson. And let's go hang out in the studio and let's give it a go. Let's just have fun.
And record
rediscover
music that's of here and now and of us.
And then everyone feels this freshness about themselves because they've taken a break from it.
Yeah.
And they're ready to express.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. Awesome. That's amazing how you kind of got to that state
Yeah.
where you know, this is it. You had to kind of feel like you're losing it. It's gone
Well,
for
yeah,
that feeling to come really through, because you know,
I-
if you've lost it, I mean, it's forever gone.
what it once was.
Yeah, and here it is, information ape.
And things changed so quickly, eh?
Mm.
Like public view and opinion changed so quickly, and they got so divisive so quickly. It's like, whoa, what the? Anyway, did a little put a little pin in that. So we finished recording at the end of 2020, the start of 2022,
Okay.
like February.
Oh wow.
And so we've had this for a year, trying to get the capital together and the videos together, because we wanted to do two. We actually wanted to do 3 videos and singles before we released the album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we just over it because we've done 2 and it's taken so long. So we just want to get it out, and that'll be in May.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
In May.
May.
So are you gonna launch more tracks?
Yeah, we'll do one more single. But
one
it won't-
more
Yeah, but
single.
it won't be a video. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you've got one more video that is waiting to be launched at some stage.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about that video?
It's half in the can. Yeah. Yeah. It's Scotty's song. It's called When You Find Me.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's I mean, you know, it's like upbeat. It's kind of like a Credence song, I guess. Like, you know, CCR. It's kind of like but it's got these different parts. But it's a very upbeat sounding song. But it's actually got a story that behind it. When You Find Me, is a guy writing a note to his loved one before he decides to leave this world. And so he's saying, when you find me, this is how I was feeling. And so it's a heavy song, but we actually went out to the Maze, you know, on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we felt, because there's this really dark energy to this song. And so like, we recorded out there at Halloween in their cornfields.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with drone footage, and when it was coming down, it was like, so, but we're just not sure if that's our vibe. We looked at the footage and we're like, whoa. Because like the Slacks is like, you know, I don't know if you know Big Aroha and Yena and Tutui and all those stuff.
No,
like, yeah,
none of them.
Yeah, well, check them out. Because
Okay.
like, and it's all, yes, come on, let's go. you
Yeah.
know. But there's this other side to the band, which is shown on the album, where it's like, ooh, it's pretty dark and heavy, and, you know, which is cool because you need 2 sides of the coin, right? You need, yeah.
Yeah, you do. You do. I'm looking forward to that video. Sounds like a good complement to the Information Ape video, which I want to get back to.
Mm.
I want you to talk to me a little bit about these images. I think for everyone listening, maybe we should, just bring up the video
Yeah,
and have
sure.
a look at it, maybe play it, and then you
Cool,
can kind
man.
of talk through
Yeah,
the...
great idea.
All right, we're back. Information Ape, the video. We just have it on the screen here. This is your main image for the track
Yeah.
on Spotify?
Well, there's a few images, but this is the one, when you come up on, Spotify.
I love this image.
Yeah. It's
I
eerie,
love this
isn't
image.
it?
I see my kids this way every day. And I always say to my friends, I grew up as a child living my life. My kids are growing up as kids who are watching other people live their lives,
Yeah.
you know? And that's exactly what it is. These guys are watching other people live their lives and being still. So
Yeah.
why choose this image amongst all the other images? Why this one? Did this speak to you the deepest, or?
It's a striking image, eh?
It is.
You know, and it's kind of
It's
a
so
bit-
relevant.
Yeah, it's
The-
relevant and it's
you know.
haunting, and it's kind of we feel this is how we feel. This is how I feel. You know, I feel like you say, this is the reality that we're dealing with. You know, have you seen Ready Player One? Steven Spielberg's latest pop movie.
No, I have not.
Ready Player One, brilliant movie.
Yeah.
And like, so it's future, and everyone's living in a pod with their own personal VR and living these virtual lives.
Like the movie Her.
Yeah.
Walking Phoenix.
Yeah. At the behest of engaging, like you're saying, engaging in reality.
Yeah.
But like, if virtual reality is more enjoyable and easier, why would you engage in reality? Like, there's like, I can see a
Yeah.
point. Being an old gamer from way back, when
Yeah,
when-
like I love aloneness. I love being alone in my own thoughts and having this relationship with myself. My brain is the most fascinating thing I've ever discovered in this whole universe.
I'm starting to discover your brain's pretty fascinating too, bro.
I'm just having fun. It's fascinating. I love aloneness, and so if I can have an AI that understands me to a point that no one else will ever get any closer, then I love spending my time with my AI, like the movie Her, talking to this machine, falling in love with this person.
Yeah, isn't there this competition every year where they like test like AI like conversations? Isn't there this like, I heard about this competition where it's like programmers try and simulate a real life person
Oh wow,
online.
really? No,
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, that image, bro. Oh, you got the okay. You got the okay. It kind of speaks to like some kind of militaristic kind of feel as well. Like
Yeah.
we're all standing in the same direction. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the video. Should we play the video?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Discovering that this is what it is, and then going through the pain of putting it together and waiting for a year to record it and almost losing it and then recording it and then putting all that in, rewriting the lyrics into words that an artificial intelligence can understand. And then you get all these images and you love all these images, and Scotty is going to spend another whatever months to piece it together in a beautiful way that expresses the lyrics on the right time and the right note and the right beat, and here we are. A year later, you have to work on the budget and try to get it to the stage. You launched the single a week ago, I think at the Most FM show.
Yeah.
And in May, you're going to have the full album.
Yeah.
And here's the video.
Yes. Beautifully summarized, bro. Thank you very much. It's nice to hear that. It's a journey.
Quite a journey, huh?
Yeah. Well, and that's like, that's why it's nice to be here and like to be saying, yeah, we did that. And
you have a few months to go before you launch the album.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a tour coming up as well in June. We're going to go up and down the North Island, but we're really looking forward to it.
Which is what I'm excited about. Talk to me about your tours. What's next? Where are you playing? Where can we get tickets? Where's the information?
Yeah, well, if you stay on that,
where's the information of the Information Ape tour?
I don't have that information on me at the moment. Well, that website, bro, has got what's coming up for us. So that's our sort of homepage kind of thing.
Or live shows. There we go.
Yeah.
So you okay, you've got Shelton Festival,
which is this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where?
It's in Waitara on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're also playing.
Can I come?
Bro, come along.
Yes.
Come backstage with the with the boys.
Yeah. Sweet.
But we're actually playing before that at Pukeoriki Landing for the Wairua for Wairoa, which is a benefit concert.
Yeah.
That Eve Davies and myself are putting on.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's at Pukeoriki Landing on Sunday.
So we can start from there and then go to the main gig.
Yeah, and then go to the main gig, and then we got the Beer Fest in town here at the end of March, and that's not up there, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, but the tour will be Auckland, Tauranga, Hamilton, New Plymouth, Wanganui, Palmy, Wellington. That'll be the tour in June. Yeah, but those dates aren't finalised yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do this tour and then album launches in May.
Yeah. And then the next thing.
So how do you feel about this, unlocking this information ape within your personal experiences, and your first studio recording album. That's another milestone you've unlocked. You've never done that before,
No.
because you were in the other world, the previous world.
Yeah.
And now you are launching probably your first album, or this whole information ape, doing things for the first time on Spotify, like streaming,
Yeah. Well,
album.
like our
Yes, you're going to do a vinyl, but
yeah.
if we keep within that theme of the information ape discovery, now you are in the information ape world, and
I'm
now
the
you're
ape.
discovering the
I am
next.
the ape.
Yeah, you're discovering the next thing, the streaming and the
Yeah.
making money differently to how you would make money before by selling just vinyls.
Do you know? Yeah. Well, that's changed completely. That's what I was saying before. Like all of our revenue comes from live performance, because like 0.006 cents per stream, equates to 5/8 of fuck all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there's a joke that our Spotify returns are enough for us to renew our Spotify premium. So it's a good.
Just pay back Spotify for
It's a
all the
mutual-
work you've done for 10 years. Yeah.
So yeah.
So, I'm definitely going to be buying a vinyl.
Oh yeah, cool, bro.
Yeah,
man,
I got to have
thanks.
it.
Yeah,
I gotta
thank you,
have a
bro.
vinyl.
Thank you.
The last time I bought a vinyl was Daft Punk's
Yeah.
Random
I like
Access Memories.
I like how you're drawing comparisons between this Lex and Daft Punk, man.
I
Like,
think it's
I
kind
get
of it's kind of very similar, because Daft Punk were rebelling against this electronic music. They were trying to keep rock and all these other music as that, but take it a little bit into this electronic world. And the Slack is the same. It's like we're not going to fully accept this, but we're going to accept it in our own unique way and create this new culture that our people can be
I
part
dig
of.
the way you talk, bro. I dig the way you summarize things and
That's what I see.
That's why, yeah. Well, cool, man. It's so nice to hear, bro, because I think, like I was saying before, if you put all that effort into something, like the best currency is the stuff that comes back. Like I'm stoked that you're interested, man, and I was stoked when we had that conversation last week, and you're like, yeah, I saw the video and I loved it, and you had an opinion on it. It's like, oh, you even thought about it,
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, man, it got
yeah,
me.
That's all I need, man.
I don't know what I was doing. I decided to get it on mainstream media, and I was on Taranaki Daily News, and there was the article, and I was like, whoa, hold on, I'm going to read this one. And I watch it, and I'm like,
You feel it.
yeah, feel it. And then trying to discover, why would someone express this, something that I know is becoming?
Yeah.
And then you get into the lyrics, and you listen to the lyrics, and you play it every day, and it becomes part of your vibe. You think, oh, somebody understands me.
Yeah. It's a nice feeling, eh?
Yeah, and then you have the privilege to have the person who's been behind the track to be here and talk about that, and get to this point of understanding and summarization. It's quite fascinating, fun.
Creativity is it's all we've got.
Yeah.
Like people are fascinating because of their imaginations
Yeah.
and their creativity and their industry. And
So how many more tracks on the album you have that are hopeful and narrative, like the Information Ape, that kind of builds on that story,
Yeah.
that storytelling?
so the album is sort of a concept, and the ape, the first track is called Friends Sit and Talk, and it's about the reasons why we can't get lost in this, like friends sit and talk, and it's a slice of life, and it's a hopeful narrative. There's one, we played one of our greatest gigs, right? It was a pretty epic gig. It was down at Illuminate.
Yeah.
If you've been down there, you know that there's a festival down there in Takaka.
I've heard of
On
it, but
Takaka
I
Hill.
have not been.
Can you pull some stuff up on here?
Yeah, illuminate.
Illuminate. Illuminate the slacks. And we had this incredible festival experience where we were asked to go down and play Illuminate Festival. It'll be that first one there. Yeah. No. The image. That one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That'll be. Oh. That should. Oh, is that an image or a video clip? Oh, go on YouTube, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. So we did this tour down in the South Island, probably about 6 years ago.
Is that the slacks at the 13th floor?
No, not the 13th floor. Illuminate the slacks, and that's not on. So if you go YouTube and then go. Yeah, and then go Illuminate Slacks. It's Scotty there. That should do it. Keep going up. Keep going. Those are all our images. Oh, yeah, there it is. So this is our live performance. Everyone in the audience is naked.
Oh really?
Yeah, and covered in mud. And so this is the festival here.
Is that your brother Scotty?
That's Scotty, yeah. And this is a festival we played in like 2017, 18. And the song inspired this festival inspired the song on the album Crystal Mountain. Yeah. And so there's this is a narrative. Yeah.
Nice. So it's one of the other special narrative and hopeful tracks.
Yeah.
Like the Information 8.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. There's me feeling it, bro. This is the light.
You're feeling it too much.
Yeah. Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
You're like, whoo,
yeah.
let's go.
Yeah. It was an amazing concert, amazing festival. Anyway, we don't need to watch the whole thing. The song is on the second album, Welcome to the Rolling Vibe. So that was the album that we were doing at the time. Yeah. And this song, Pagan Games, is about everyone getting together and doing the same thing in the name of earth, water, wind, fire. Those elemental powers, that dwarf us.
Yeah. It's so high tempo.
Yeah. We're pumped, bro.
Yeah.
We came out after My Baby. I don't know if you know those guys. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's so high tempo. Amazing. I'm gonna watch that the whole thing after the show.
Trippers in Takaka, bro.
Oh man. And you're doing all of this, and you continue to do all of this, right through your university studies to become an educator. Why did you choose to go study education and wanting to become an educator? At the same time you were, on your journey to do the slacks, Tokyo Information Age, here we are. But at the same time, there's a piece of you that is an educator that wants to educate. And we'll get to what you're doing today, but we start with, how did you discover wanting to be an educator and why, and your journey in becoming?
Cool, bro. Well, that starts at home with my whānau, with my family. We, mum is one of 6. You said you were from a big family, not as big as your family. 5 brothers
Half.
and 5. Yeah.
Halfway there.
Yeah. But that's a lot of uncles and aunties, and that's a lot of cousins, and that, and that's, so we were raised and we're very close geographically. So, and Dad was one of 6 as well, and so like we have all this family around him. So I got very used to being with the cousins and like all ages of people, and I think that gave me a great grounding in like understanding how to communicate with all ages of people. And then when I was about 16, when I was kicking around in Inglewood High School, listening to Metallica, wondering why I haven't started playing guitar yet, all of my teachers started telling me that I'd be a good teacher. And so I was like, I might listen to them. And then I applied for Teachers College and went down there. And yeah, it was kind of, people told me, they said. And then when
I get it now. I can see why you would be a good teacher.
I didn't know that I was going to be, but somebody saw a few
Somebody
people,
did, and you believed, and you went and did it. And
I
so,
had nothing
how
else
was
to do,
that
bro.
experience at the Teachers College?
It was epic, bro. Like I was saying before, it's like so transformative. Like
worked.
all those formative years happen,
Yeah.
and like you leave the place of your birth and your home, even if it's 2.5 hours down the road, it's still like this new world where like things were opening up. The internet was just starting, bro. This is like 1996.
Wow.
It was just starting.
Yeah.
It was like
The information age.
the information age was just starting. Like, you know, we were still on Windows 95, man.
Wow.
Do you remember those days?
I do. I remember 95, I was 9 years old. 97, 98 is when I had, like a PC computer, and we would play football on it, and Messenger was a big thing.
Yeah.
That was sort of my generation. As
Yeah.
like, I was probably, when Messenger came out, I was, 15, whatever. That was my first introduction of what the world has become today. Messenger to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube.
What next?
Yeah, what next? And 10, 15 years ago, all of this did not exist. And today it does.
So quick, bro, eh?
And this whole information ape, if you were to keep producing the second, third, fourth version of the track and do more videos, the acceleration is 100 times more.
It won't be long before those images are moving, eh? And you're dictating, how they do that.
It'll be awesome in 10 years' time if you feed the same information to the AI,
to the AI.
and redo a new video for the information ape. The same track.
So is that us? Is that 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah,
Is that
time
us back here?
capsule it.
Back here?
Yeah, back here. Let's redo the video.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that
That sounds fascinating to me,
yeah. Yeah,
If I look back my life and reflect, and I do it every year. I don't know if you do, but I reflect on my life every year. And
As an
every
educator.
year, the detail that I have about my life is much more in depth, like 10 times more in depth every year. So that's a fascinating way to discover yourself and your brain discovering, piecing together memories to form intelligence.
Yeah, wisdom. Yeah, so that time in my life, going back to that time at university, I was educating myself and like studying physical education and English and teaching, and pedagogy. But at the same time, Pearl Jam was putting out albums, and Nirvana were cranking, and Blur was coming along, and Oasis, like there was a real cool music thing happening, and I was really inspired as well to playing a lot of rugby, but I'd take the guitar into the changing rooms, and play songs that, play the back catalogue of, like the B-side of Verses, or, and it was just always fun.
Yeah.
And that's what really pulled me towards, having a band is so much fun, like that thrill you get from playing to people. Like when we played WOMAD, it's probably one of our bigger crowds, those, thousands of people just into what you're doing, and the energy is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's inspiring, and it keeps you going. And
Yeah, like I was talking about when I was doing my TED Talk,
yeah,
how the lights in your face make you blind
then you're
towards the
heightened.
audience, and you're heightened through your ears, and you feel every breath, every touch, every movement, and you control people through that. darkness,
Mm.
which is telepathy. It's almost like your third eye, information ape, your third eye. That's how I felt when I was doing my TED talk. Super fascinating. So you get into the education space, and how many years have you been an educator?
So I graduated 99.
Okay.
No, 98.
Okay.
And my first year teaching actually was 99 at Otahu College,
Oh wow.
South Auckland.
So you've been
Represent.
teaching for
4 years.
24 years. Wow.
On and off, yeah. Had a break
Yeah.
with the band, but like I still kept my hand in it. I still did like 1 or 2 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I did some postgrad stuff.
What age group would you teach?
I was high school.
High school. Wow.
Yeah.
And
High
what
school
was
English.
your favorite subjects to teach?
PE, physical education.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and English,
Wow.
health.
You into sports?
Shit, yeah.
Which ones do you
Love
watch?
Well, I love watching cricket.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoy watching cricket.
I love Test cricket.
I'm
love to-
kind of over watching rugby.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
I prefer to play than watch. I had a game of touch last night. Still hurting. I'm really into frisbee golf, bro. I'm just so into frisbee golf
Oh,
at the
wow.
moment. Yeah, you ever been
That's-
down to Maryland's Domain and thrown a frisbee around there? There's a course down there.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
And frisbee soccer is a big competition in the States.
Frisbee
kinda-
soccer.
Yeah, it's kind of, they have like a soccer field and they
And a
play
goal.
the pass and a goal and they
Ah,
shoot in the goal.
ah.
I've seen that. I
Yeah,
don't know
cool.
much about it, but I've seen
Yeah.
on Instagram videos of it.
Yeah. So physical education's been a bit like games, bro. Play.
Mm.
Like I'm just so into how much learning can happen socially in games and play, and how important things
What
like
sort of games?
any games, bro. Like because games have rules like turn taking
Yeah,
and like fairness,
right.
you know, and
So you would play
and
you would
communication.
play games with the kids and
Totally games like sport, you know, games, anything that's like fun and competitive, and you know will get you involved. You can chase a ball around
yeah,
for an hour and a half, right?
yeah,
and be absolutely knackered.
yeah.
But you know you won't get out for a 10-minute run because it's a pain in the ass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's fun.
I remember playing soccer or football, whatever you prefer to call it.
What position were you?
Striker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
up front.
Yeah, up front. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more sort of a straight runner. Didn't have much skills to kind of play Brazilian samba football, but I'd run straight and I was very fast and I
Finish.
can dribble and I can finish. I loved finishing. It was just like an
Who
instant
doesn't
feeling.
love it?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I used to die for tournaments. You have a month to train. There's nothing else you're doing. You're just training. You come home. Your mum's like, "Oh, we gotta do this. We gotta do that. There's this person's birthday party, and you know we gotta go there." I'm like, "Mum, I am preparing for this competition."
I'm an athlete.
And I remember for the first time I started to kind of be at home alone because everybody went to a picnic party and I was like, nah, I'm preparing for this tournament. I love tournaments. I used
Yeah.
to die for tournaments.
Great atmosphere, eh? Like at
Yeah.
tournaments, like
And outdoors and
yeah, and so much
competition
activity.
and strategy and high performance. And it's all mental.
So good.
You know,
but
you
not
gotta
all mental.
believe. Yeah, you gotta believe, and you
Yeah.
gotta be there. You gotta convince yourself. You're gonna have bad days. You gotta rise above that, and you know,
That beautiful camaraderie that comes with your
Lewis
teammates,
Hamilton,
eh?
you know, is one of my inspirations in the world. Formula One driver, and for him, it's like the toughest thing is that he has to convince himself every year that he can do it, because that's how much he's putting his body through.
Yeah.
For someone who's turning 38 this year, 7-time world
Sounds
champion.
young to me, bro.
Yeah, but when you're doing high performance Formula One car racing, your body is at a different level
Got to sacrifice, man. If you
compared
wanna
to
be
a
great.
20-year-old.
Yep.
And so how did you end up at Green School?
Yeah. It's a
You
good
know,
story. That's a real good story.
yeah, how did that happen? Like, because I remember getting introduced to Green School. I came to the launch party. Where was it?
The launch party at the Green School was on
In-
campus, wasn't it?
No. Like before the launch party, there was a party in Okura somewhere.
Okudukuru? We
Yeah,
had a
somewhere.
few there.
Yeah, like in a hostel. There was a presentation. The principal flew in.
Oh, yeah. Was that at the Villas?
There was
that the
Balinese
Villas?
food. Yeah, the villas, I think.
Yeah.
Ahu Villas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Shout
that's
out.
it. That's it. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's
shout out.
cool there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's where I was introduced to you because you stood up as a team and you sang a song.
Oh, yeah. Did some
I didn't know that
waiata.
you were the Slacks at that time. I never heard of the Slacks then.
Yeah.
That's when
That's
I
a while
saw
ago. That's
you.
5 years ago, bro.
Yeah, that was first time I saw you.
Mm. Yeah. So that was an interesting ride. So like I did my teachers college in Palmy, got my job at Otahu College, did 2 years there, got my registration, dropped out, joined the band, did 1 day a week, kept my hand in it, did the band for a couple of years, went overseas, did 3 years teaching there at an international school, British school in Tokyo, which was like an interesting thing. As head of PE, and set up some cool exchanges, sports exchanges with the community. Came back to New Zealand, went back to Auckland, and did 5 years there. Did a head of PE for a bit, then did postgrad study, got a postgrad degree in learning and behaviour. So like the reasons for behaviour. So and then so we had this party, right? This is the Slacks, it's the connection. So there's a good friend of ours who was having his 40th birthday party, and it was going to be his last birthday party because he had a brain tumour and he was on the way out. So it was like a fucking party, bro, because like we were saying goodbye,
Yeah.
and we were partying. And the Slacks did a set for Shane, and we got off stage. It was at the hall, the old folks hall in town in New Plymouth, and got off the stage, and this dude came up to me, big square jaw, like, yeah, great set, mate, great set. Do you want to help me start a school? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, bro.
Who was
what
that?
is
Michael.
it? That's Michael. That was Michael Parrott. Yeah.
Ah.
And I knew him from like when we were kids, and he was mad as a maggot. But I hadn't seen him for years. But he was like, yeah, you gotta start a school. And I was like, oh yeah, tell me about it. And yeah. And I met Rach. And I had a colleague friend there, Di, and then I was like, Di, come listen to these guys. We had this chat, and they were like, we're starting the school here, and it's, you know, this and that, and it's all the other
They must
things.
have recognized that you are part of that
Well, they saw that
culture, that
we had
age.
a mutual friend. We had a mutual friend who did already recommended me to him. So it was kind of like there was some symmetry going on. There's some
Yeah.
So
It's
then
amazing when
synergy.
you find that tribe
yeah.
that you can transcend from your music, the Slacks, playing this concert, and you've been an educator for a long time. Your name has been thrown around,
Mm.
recommended, and picked up. And then there is this collision at a concert where you are the Slacks, but you're an educator, and that two worlds come together, and you are at Green School New Zealand.
Mm. So 2 weeks later, after that party, I was on a plane to Bali.
Oh,
And
really?
Spent a month. Yeah.
What
there
were you doing at Bali? Why did you go there?
to see the Green School?
To go to the original Green School?
Yeah,
In
Mike
Green
and
School
Rach
Bali?
said, Mike and Rach said, come and stay with us at the villa,
Oh, wow.
and we went and stayed with
And
them.
experience how they're teaching, understand their culture, understand their
Yep.
ways, the
Yeah,
values, but
and
do it in a unique way that you can bring back and kind of plant those seeds in.
Exactly, bro. They invested months of professional development around what the Green School way was and how
Oh, wow.
it started. And we met the teachers, we observed the students, and we talked to staff, parents, everyone, and we absorbed what was going on. And we were like, yeah, we can bring this back to New Zealand, but we've got our own style on this. And And so,
A month worth.
yeah, and then we
It's
went back
fascinating
again. We
how
went back again.
you have this capacity to kind of be lost in the slacks and then come out and get lost into education.
Well, I worked out, bro. So when I was in Japan going through that thing, I worked out real simple. I actually took an acid trip, but it was like, I'm here for two things. It's music and teaching.
Oh, wow.
I realized that in my 30s, you know. And so it's like, well, that's easy. I can do that. And so like the two have combined and they've collided in moments.
And that's how it's kind of led you to Green School.
Well, music did, lead me to Green School. And like at the time, Big Aroha was out, and that you got to check that out, bro. So that was another time where education and songwriting and musicianship had a huge intersection.
So that was your first kind of becoming
It was
of
a
this new
breakthrough.
world breakthrough.
Yeah, like people know the Slacks
Just
through
like
Big Aroha.
information age. Oh yeah, Big Aroha. Okay.
Yeah, so most
Maybe in
people
10 years' time, everybody will know you.
for Information Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
both,
son will be like, yeah, that track my
That
dad
track-
used to play. Oh my God.
It's driving me crazy.
Uh,
Yeah, so what actually happened with Big Aroha is that because it's talking about te ao Māori and te reo Māori, you know, like the language, there is a teaching element to it, and it's a upbeat narrative. It's the same thing, you know, upbeat narrative, but schools just started singing it. So now they sing it in assemblies all over the country, and like all the time on our website and on our Facebook, we get these video of these schools singing Big Aroha, you know, and saying, yeah, we love your song. And so like there's this moment where what I'm doing as an artist and what I'm doing as an educator are completely combined. Where like what I'm trying to say as a teacher and what I'm trying to say as an artist is exactly the same thing in these moments, you know. So it's like it's a fulfillment of my talents, those gems that we were talking about polishing, you know, like these are my gems, man, you know.
yeah. So what are you teaching at Green School?
Tree hugging, ukulele.
Tell me more about tree hugging.
Oh, well, yeah, so there's this woman called Monica Gagliano, and she wrote this book called Thus Spoke the Plant. And she's like a biopsychologist. Check that out. And she's she communes. You can commune with plants and vegetation. And so like I get the kids to do this, you know, like I get them to go somewhere and find a tree and hug it.
Yeah.
And see what
I've
it's
hugged a
feeling
tree
and
before.
ask. It's an amazing feeling.
It's
Like it's such a cliche.
Like, yeah, it
such
is. But you do feel it if you have the ability or the capacity to connect to it. This has been a life without, you know,
check out that
many
Thus Spoke
years.
the Plant, man. Like there are biosensitive plants, and there's an old Buddhist saying which is like, if you recognize the beauty of a flower, it recognizes something in itself. So unless we recognize it and commune with nature and environments and plants and trees in that way, then we don't have a connection with them. So why would we value them? So it's like, go and talk to your cabbage, bro.
So you've kind of discovered from that, you know, 5-6-year-old listening to Metallica to the Slacks and a teacher, and you're probably in one of the best places in the world with education. Green School New Zealand is probably one of the top leading becoming that the world is becoming. That's a fascinating place to be, at the pinnacle of these two different worlds that you love and you've been, you know, working towards. Where do you go from here? Do you enjoy every present moment and stay with Information Ape for the next few years and Green School, or are you the kind of guy that's like, well, what's next? Where, you know, how do I pave the next 10 years? You know, because hey, Information Ape is when you know started a decade ago. Maybe you can start something at some point when you feel like maybe not losing the Slacks, because the Slacks are now there. You can take a break from it and come back to it in 5, 6, 7 years, and then maybe it's leading you to something else.
Yeah, I think about that. It's a good question for me to think about as well. I try and live in the present right? That is really where I'm at, is like trying to be present all the time. But I think this information ape, and now when you talk about me being the information ape, now I feel like the information ape. You know, I don't just think about it as a song. Now I'm feeling like
you feel it when you actually deeply reflect,
yeah, when I'm in there.
connect to that energy.
Yeah. But where to next? Like, so we want to release this album and do a really good job of releasing the album and try and get it noticed by people, because we want recognition, man. Like, we work really hard to get where we are, and we're only like a, you know, kind of locally known band, you know, but like it's as good here as it is anywhere. Am I right, Ed? You know, like culture brews
It is
anywhere, eh? You know,
absolutely.
and there's a vibe here, eh, bro? There's a vibe when you put it.
I think the Slacks kind of made me very curious about music in Taranaki. What was it like in the last, you know, what has it been like the last 30 years? Because every region kind of have their own vibe, Tekitane or whatever, you know, the
Wellington sound, the Dunedin sound,
that kind of stuff. So, you know, you guys are probably one of the guys that are shaping the sound of Taranaki, at least across New Zealand. When people are like, well, what's going on in Taranaki? Well, you got to listen to the Slacks and this and that. So you're like in that list. How does that feel, and how do you become part of that, or you know, how do you get accepted into that?
Just it's the mahi, bro. Like you keep gigging, eh? And you keep recording in songs, and you keep pushing forward with things, and like, but part of the scene. Like, I love the idea of a scene, eh? You know, you were talking about your postgrad study, your doctorate in, no, it's not a doctorate. It's a
Master's
degree in
ecosystem
design. So like the idea that within a certain area or culture, there's this self-influencing collective party mission that's kind of all mixing and mingling together and influencing each other's thing. And it comes out with a sound because it's these people's vibrations, right?
That's the value creation of the ecosystem.
Yeah. And there's been the value creation.
The sound.
The sound, yeah.
That sort of confirms the culture in form of sound.
Exactly. And there was what we were talking about before, that all great music puts you in a time and place. And so this is our time and this is our place. So very much we feel like we have the mantle of dictating what the soundtrack is for here and now. Yeah. Not dictating, but like contributing in a big way to what that soundtrack is right here and right now. And, you know, and that's all you can hope for as an artist. And I think where to from here? So we release this album, and we tour it, and then we go back to the drawing board for the next thing, you know. And we got so many songs that are of the now. Me and Scotty are writing all the time. You know, there's stuff that I are dying to get out. I'm hoping that this, so, you know, the idea of sevens, you know, our natural human cycle moves in 7 years. You ever heard this? So the body replaces itself every 7 years.
Oh yeah, I have.
And there's certain and there's brain development. So from 0 to 7, from 7 to 14, from 14 to 21.
Yeah, you become this new person.
Yeah, you become literally a new person. And there are also milestones in your development, human development as well.
Yep.
At 1 to 7, you know, you're separated from the mother, and then from 14 to from 14 to 21, you become, you know, like you grow up. And so I'm 2 years away from 7 sevens.
Oh wow!
Which is 49, which is supposed to be the peak of the male cycle.
Yeah.
So I got 2 years where I imagine that I'm going to be on top of the world. Like I'm going to be absolutely at the peak of my powers as an educator and a musician.
Yeah.
And in that moment.
Yeah, and I'm 36.
I'll have something to say. Bro, you're 36.
You know? Yeah. And it's like, it's become, like I'm in this new 7-year cycle from the age of 35.
Exactly.
But it's taken me 2 years to kind of become.
You should check that out, bro. It's tied up with
and I feel like when I turn 37, I feel like it's, you know, I have become and I'm ready.
30s is great, eh? Because you work out who you are and what you're here for. And like, you're still young. You still got energy to
man.
burn, man.
you know, if you look at a lot of people that are world leaders today, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Trump, regardless of who they are and what their views are, they're working when they're like 85, 87, 94, you know.
Winston Peters.
Winston Peters.
He's the man.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back this year.
I want him back.
Yeah, no, it's good fun, good entertainment, good value.
Good politician.
Yeah, and so you know, life expectancy today is 100, but people are working until they're 85, 90. By the time I'm 80, life expectancy for me, if I'm healthy, is 120. So I can work until 100. So it's like, whoa, shit, I've got 65 more years to go. What am I going to do? What's my vision? What's my master plan? And how can I break that master plan down to 5 master plans that are 10, 15 years long? And, you know, for you, it's like every decade there's a new discovery, the new that expressed through the form of a new album or a track, and, you know, and then a new environment to teach, you know, goes hand in hand for you. It's the same for me. It's, you know, I can look back the last 15 years or 14 years and I can break them into 2 sevens. They kind of go hand in hand, and then you stop and rediscover yourself and do another 2 sevens. They kind of go hand in hand, you know. So that's been fun the last 14 years, and I'm excited for what's the next 14 years.
Yeah, well, like you say, you're starting a new cycle. Yeah.
Yeah, it started already, I think.
Well, this is new, right?
Yeah.
This is new.
Yeah, the podcast is new. Yeah. It is very new, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
It's, you know, the response of people that want to come on the show, and just putting together the team the last 3-5 months. And the most fun part has been is me wanting to do every single detail by myself. Whether
autonomy is
the name, the platform we're going to launch it, the structure of it, the meaning behind it, the guests that I'm choosing, the post-production, the distribution, has been super fun because it's come at a place of instinct, and I hope the audiences see the detail that's gone into it. The structure of the show, the length of the show, the video element to it, and breaking that down into chapters so people can enjoy different chapters. They can skip through chapters on YouTube. That's what you can do. And then distributing that as 60, 90-second clips on social media to targeted markets, and building that subscriber base, on YouTube. So that's fun. It's fun challenge for my mind, my brain, and I learn so much from these conversations. You know, they're like reading a book, consuming social media, and being on Twitter. I was on Twitter today for like a good 1 hour, just learning and engaging with people and understanding, and the brain feels like, whoa, I've caught up to the cutting edge of the information age. It's like a daily grind.
I'm an ape. I'm scared. I'm up in the trees. I'm hiding away from that kind of world. Like I really do. You've summed it up. Like I really feel like I'm wandering around in this kind of jungle of crazy speed of information and stimulus, and
So what do you have, an iPhone?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
And how do you use your phone? Like, what do you do on it? Is it just communicating with people, or do you play games?
I take
take photos. Yeah.
I text and pics and
Did you banking on it?
Yeah, got banking on it. Like I've got apps and stuff. Like I just don't particularly use it often.
Okay.
I don't have Facebook. I don't have any social media because I just.
You don't do any Slack social media on your
Slacks
phone?
are on there.
Okay,
Slacks
so you
are
do
on there.
the Slacks.
And I'm on Facebook myself personally.
Okay.
But it's very rarely I go on there, and it's not something that I consume daily or anything. I did, but it's frustrating. You know how it is, bro? Like there's a need for it, but there's also like almost there's a compulsive nature to
Yeah,
to it.
especially during Christmas holidays, the amount of engagement on social media drops because everybody's having a holiday, and news media don't publish a lot of content and news,
Yeah,
so it drops. Not that there's not much happening around the world, they just stop doing it because they're on holiday mode, and your body goes through withdrawal. It's like, I need more content, and jump on a podcast, listen to a podcast, listen to that, listen to this, and wait for the whole media content world to come back online from their holidays, refreshed with new ideas and new movement, new year. So I feel that withdrawal very strongly.
yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like a drug, getting off
totally.
a drug. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, because it does kind of release endorphins, like when you're
Yeah.
getting likes.
But I
and
love
you-
that world too. I live in that world.
Yeah,
In the last 10 years, I have made more friends online that I have met in real life than making friends in real life. That's me.
truly, bro, truly, and it is a global village, but it is a completely different form of communication. Like
Yeah.
like when you're living in this world, and if you pay no attention to that world, you can live quite happily in this world. But if you're living in two worlds, you're always wondering one or the other. So I'm kind of like, I'm really feeling that our relationship to technology is at a critical mass, and that I think I'm bowing out, like to a point.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of like I would rather just live out my days,
And that's what
playing my acoustic guitar.
Yeah, I love that that you mentioned that, because I'm figuring out when will be the point that I bow out. And that now I feel like with what's happening with technology, I don't need to bow out because I can have Neuralink, which is an Elon Musk company that is going to put this AI in your brain, the third eye in information ape, and that is going to make my brain work faster to keep up with AI, right? And then there is human-machine symbiosis, and so we are connected to that speed, and I can still keep up.
All right, I'll get the Neuralink, but then I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, ship me to Mars and get rid of me.
Like the brain on the front of your logo,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be that dude.
Yeah. You're talking about my podcast logo.
Logo, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have become in many ways a cyborg in many ways, and how my brain's constructed and how I process information. Yes, please. Drinks time.
Drinks time.
Process information and live my life through that lens. It'd be fascinating for me to actually go through the software you use to do the video for Information Ape and try and express some images through how I see the world,
Yes, bro.
just for fun,
Yeah.
What was
It's,
it called again?
Mid-journey.
Midjourney.com.
Yeah.
Midjourney.com.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
subscribe to it, and then
Yeah.
you can just feed text to it,
Yeah. And
which is an interpretation of your lyrics,
yeah.
and that gives you images,
Yeah.
and then you time stamp those images
Yeah, we'll
across
just
your
use
track.
iMovie. Just use
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, and then work. Change it whenever you like. Cue points,
Yeah.
tracked with the track, the audio, and you have your clip.
You have your clip. Because you're a musician, yeah. You were saying before.
Yeah, in the early days, I used to
Yeah.
make music, electronic music. Not a musician.
Get one of
Electronic
your old
music.
tracks, bro.
Yeah.
Get one of your old tracks. Remember where you were when you wrote it.
Yeah,
Remember what was going on in your head.
right.
Yeah.
And then put
Write
it
a
through.
narrative.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Put it
narrative.
down. Yeah.
Put it through, and then it spits images.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
You
Yeah, I
got
should do
this.
that
Yeah.
just for a laugh.
And that for the 10-year anniversary, when we're back here in 10 years, we'll do that.
Yeah, because the AI would be more mature
Yeah,
and
more
more
mature.
intense, and they'll have a very. My favorite image in that whole thing was the half ape, half human guy.
Yeah. At the wall of, yeah.
Yeah, he was. That face was fascinating to me.
And see, that's that thing. Like, that's what AI did. Like,
It had sets of data and information to visualize the image of half human, half ape, and the becoming of who you and I are today, human beings. But that's like halfway there. So like look at how far we are still in being human beings. I'm colored skin, brown. We look different. And at some point you think humanity is going to mix and mash so much as a global being. There is a scientist that predicted that at some point in our lives, everybody's going to be just olive-skinned. Because we've...
Coffee-colored people
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
score.
There's going to be a point in time that we have mingled enough that everybody's olive-skinned.
Yeah, everyone's just the same tone.
Yeah, just the same tone. And they look
What about
like...
Jamaican dudes?
They look like apes. They all look the same. Jamaican dudes. Drinking too much rum.
Ramba. Yeah, well, that's the, yeah. So do we want that kind of homogeny? Do we want that kind of bland kind of uniformity?
Do we want, or is it already out of control?
Do you know what? The most beautiful thing is difference, eh? Like, without difference, you can't have harmony. So, like, I dread the idea of us all being the same skin tone because, man, like, that just takes out so many of life's beautiful variables. And
yeah, man, my brain doesn't work in a way that it sees human beings as what color you are and what you look like. My brain works based on information of, how your brain is wired and where it's at the scale of awakening. So when people talk to me about colored skin and they stereotype the behaviors of a colored skin versus a white skin, my brain doesn't...
Like your mum and that poor...
Yeah.
No, where was he from? Norwegian, no. Your flatmate?
Oh, Denmark. Yeah. My brain...
The Danes are quite white, eh?
They are.
Yeah. Nordic.
And very expressive from a cartoon, like humor. The Danish humor is... I love it.
Yeah.
I can do Danish humor any day. But my brain is at a point where it doesn't capture that. Even if you point out, it doesn't compute to put people in this bracket of, stereotype. It functions at it processes every single human being and decodes it as unique and remembers the uniqueness and can do it at scale. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's quite a fascinating discovery of, where the brain is at and how it's engaging with the world around me. If you engage in the American world of Twitter, so much of the life they live is this matrix of the left and the right. It's a political world, and
I blame social media for that. Like I blame social media and that kind of communication for. I point at it and say shame on you for causing division amongst people. Because it is
Twitter
divisive, and like you can sit behind a keyboard and you can say things that you would never say in real life. That you would never say to the people.
That's true. That's true.
And it's just, it just seems to me,
I've noticed that about myself. The things I do on Twitter and things I say on Twitter.
A completely different personality, right?
A completely different person. It's super fascinating how that's happened. In this evolution of the information ape.
yeah. Why? I think apes are traditionally kind of territorial and tribal. So maybe that's just an
evolution of that.
An evolution, yeah. We're just like protecting everything.
Yeah. And Twitter is fascinating. Elon Musk tweeted about this, how 60% of the stuff that's on Twitter that gets better outreach is like slightly wrong or negative skewed content skewed, and everybody kind of jumps on it, and they have now become that people. They only get stimulated.
It's like the QAnon thing, eh? and
Yeah.
and
They
the
don't get
Pizzagate
stimulated
and all
with the
that.
truth. They get stimulated with misinformation.
Yeah.
And
And believing in some kind of myth or conspiracy or version of whatever it is in their own head,
yeah.
in our own head.
And when I came to New Zealand, I was actually doing an encyclopedia study on New Zealand, like what was the most common things or trend things every decade, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, just to kind of, upskill my brain around, the history of New Zealand. And in the 70s, there was a term that was quite common in New Zealand, and that term is muptard. It's like a crossbreed between a muppet and a retard.
Oh, yeah.
A retard,
Yeah,
a muptard. And if you look at the Oxford Dictionary,
No, that's not it. Sorry. That's good.
if you look at the Oxford Dictionary of a muppet, it's like someone who believes something that is real that is actually not real. Like in 1995, everybody thought the internet was not going to be a thing, and you're not going to, send money through the internet and ha ha ha. You're a muppet if you think that's true. And same thing with blockchain and artificial intelligence today and the information ape that's happening. And then a retard is like, okay, it sounds quite bad. You wouldn't say that to your student as an educator.
Well, you did 40 years ago.
You did.
You could
but if you
happily
look at
use that word.
the definition in
Vernacular's changed
Oxford,
now.
Oxford University is your ability to keep up with progress and learning. So essentially what we're saying in 2022, if you don't know how to upload your images on your iPhone into the cloud, then you're a retard. So if you mix the two, who believes the future is not happening, the information ape is not happening, and then you bring in the piece where you don't know how to engage in this new world, are you a muptard? That thought has crossed me. It's like, yeah, you muptard, get off my way.
Bro. I think I'm a muptard.
No, you're the slacks. Come on. No, you're the slacks.
Yeah.
The slacks.
No, you just described it quite beautifully, bro. Yeah. No, we're the slacks. We're the slacks. So, but you do feel like if you don't engage in this medium, you're gonna lose a percentage of your ability to participate
And expand yourself.
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah.
So like if I do bow out, if I say, yeah, no, I'm a muptard, I'm fully muptarding myself, and
I'm so taking that piece
on the information.
out of this episode and using that, sending it to you as a text message,
Yes, I'm a muptard.
creating memes.
Oh yeah, yeah. So like if I do take myself out of that, part of society now that is in our future and humanity and technology that's moving forward. Yeah, you're the true word is the Luddite. So you become irrelevant, don't you? In that world anyway. And maybe but maybe your relevance increases. Maybe you hold on to something truly pure of humanity, and that is something that the only thing that artificial intelligence cannot replicate or duplicate or create is something that is truly human.
And that's why I feel this whole conversation, fascination about choosing when to die is a fascinating one. If you have let go of the world the way you want it to be and you have 50 more years to live, you might as well take the choice or consider the choice of, I just want to choose my own death on this day and I'm out.
Yeah, so
I think a lot of people do that in many different ways when they feel their time has come way too early. Then
must be empowering, eh?
Yeah, it must
Choosing your way out.
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson. You've heard of this dude?
No.
Yeah. So he was a great journalist writer. He wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. Rolling Stone magazine reporter invented his own form of journalism called gonzo journalism.
Yeah.
And he took himself out and he wrote about death quite frequently. And it was empowering for him. It was empowering for him because it's like, I choose my own time and place. you know, and that's a pretty powerful thing, you know, like
Yeah, you choose
to
your own
not
time and
be,
place.
to not be afraid to confront on, you know,
Mm.
and say like, yeah, I'm transitioning into the next realm. And you know what he did? He shot himself in the head, but he got Johnny Depp, who was one of his dear friends, to commission this 60-foot cannon in the desert, and he shot his ashes out of the 60-foot cannon in the Nevada desert
Yeah.
into the stratosphere. That was
Yeah.
Hunter.
Mm. Yeah, fascinating.
So you think about euthanasia or the ability to.
You know, I used to think that 55 was my time. And now I
Right.
think 130 is my time.
130. I like how you're doing that. That's biblical, bro. Eh? Like those dudes used to.
It
live to
was. I was
130.
like, you know, I used to tell my friends, 55, I'm out. They're like, what is wrong with you? And now I'm like, hey, 130. And they're like, how did you go from 55 to 130? What are you going to be doing with that?
A growth mindset.
And I have written a book in my mind about how I'm going to do it. And they just look at me going, man, you're full of shit.
You wait till the book comes out, bro. You wait till the book comes.
You are full of shit. Shut up and come here and watch Love Island. Do you want a rum? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll put my book on hold for a little bit.
Yeah.
130, bro. That's a nice thought, eh? 130. But you'd
just
have,
on basic-
you'd have to have quality of life, though, bro. You know, like you can't be sitting there for the last 25 years of your life.
Just, yeah.
and just like,
nah.
You'd have to
Yeah.
have all sorts
I think
of.
the way my brain works, I'm at higher risk of dementia because it's just overused. You know? I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet.
But-
You're high risk.
Yeah, high risk. Stay away from that drug. Thinking is an addiction because you can overthink. That's why I love silent retreats.
Never done one.
Neither have I, but
You love one.
I'm interested because you know you just like you get obsessed with reading what's written behind your shampoo. Your shampoo box because that's all you can read. There's nothing else
It's
to
really
read.
ugly.
For 14 days, you're just reading the ingredients on your shampoo bottle. You know.
Well, if you did a silent retreat, bro, like, and I've known guys, I've talked to people who've done it and like their experiences and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I would find it incredibly difficult because I'm a hugely gregarious person. So like silent retreats and not being able
Have
to
you done
talk to-
psychedelics?
Yes.
How is that different to silent retreat? And that must have been much more courage.
Well, you can communicate on psychedelics. Like,
Have you done macro dosing, like intense dosing, or you just doing it-
macro
Yeah.
and micro? Yeah, both. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I've experienced both.
Which one was more?
macro?
Yeah.
If less is more,
Yeah.
imagine how much more is.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a scientist that talks about how micro actually does nothing. And macro is what you need to be doing. I'm like, yes.
I'm into macro.
Macro me.
Macro dosing. It's got a nice ring. Yeah, I've done psychedelics. It's plant medicine is like a hugely potent and powerful key to a doorway of knowledge that we otherwise do not perceive
Yeah.
in this waking life.
Mm.
If you can use plant medicine particularly, but psychedelics in a ritualistic and safe and healthy environment,
Yeah.
it can absolutely transform you as a human being,
Mm.
without a doubt. And I've been through all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've had an amazing opportunity recently to have an iboga ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
You know iboga?
I've done it.
You done iboga?
Yeah.
Iboga.
Yeah.
What was your experience like?
Well,
bro?
I've done the same one that you have done. I
Oh,
just don't want to
really?
mention it.
Neither.
I just
Yeah,
don't
well,
want to use the
don't.
name.
But you,
Yeah, I've done the same one that you've done.
the mother wood.
Yeah.
Cool, eh?
Yeah.
What did you discover?
Well, I got an email asking me to write a couple of pages about my life, and I did that. And I showed up,
Fasted?
fasted, and had a shower, got on my bed,
Whites?
on my whites in my bed, and I was the first person in the room, so I had my first interview to get my intents right.
Intentions, yeah.
I have 3 people engaging with me at a very high level, super bonding of understanding what I'm saying and coming up with my intents. My intents were healing my childhood trauma and wounds, ancestral trauma and childhood and ancestral trauma and wounds, balancing my masculine and feminine, and unlocking my true potential. And then everybody does that. We get in. There's a huge ceremony, huge music, and the candles, and everybody gets into in the middle of the room, expresses their intents, and then have 4 spoons or 2 spoons. The wood. I chose the spoon because I'm a man, not the pills.
The hero's dose.
Just to start with. I think and then you have these throughout the night. You keep taking more wood, but you have 90 minutes in between taking more wood to close your eyes and work on your intents. The first round was to just explore or see, and when they came to me after everybody has come out of the session. And my response was, yeah, I see a devil that's staring at me, and I've been looking at the devil the last 60, 90 minutes. And everybody goes, whoa! And they have a chat among themselves, the shamans. And they come to me, they're like, okay, the devil's your dad. Obviously, I haven't spoken to my dad for 10, 12 years and resented him and all that kind of stuff. And so they gave me guidance on address that, and I did and got that done.
Wow.
And then they asked me
done.
to
Reprogrammed?
reprogram. They asked me to call my 6-year-old self and work with my 6-year-old self and be the dad to my 6-year-old self and rewire my brain to this positive idea of, taking my dad never took me to school, never dropped me, never picked me, never talked about school, nothing. So I did all of that.
You took yourself to school?
Yeah, from 5 to 18 and to university.
Isn't it beautiful, bro?
Yeah.
Isn't that incredibly powerful?
Yeah. And then I had 15 more minutes. I did it for my dad. I called him as a 5-year-old, and I called my grandfather and acted as my grandfather and took him through school and educated him in my mind. So my brain is rewiring a positive experience of my ancestral pathway through my father. Does that make sense?
Bro, I've done it. It makes sense.
And then they told me, if I keep working on myself, my younger self, it's going to turn into a star and go through my forehead, which is what happened. And then I worked on my masculine and the feminine. And obviously the end of the first night was extremely painful. You're up until 5 a.m. You've been listening to high tempo Boiti music from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. You're out. Your stomach is all over the place. Nothing you're gonna eat is gonna sit inside. You are using the hills behind the retreat and just getting some fresh air, and you're just in absolute pain. And night number 2 is being rebirth. The first one is death, and then it's rebirth. Rebirth was much more just like enlightening. Like, I'm so exhausted, but I'm enlightened. I'm so exhausted, but I'm enlightened. And there was some work done around how trauma starts when the umbilical cord is umbilical cord is cut. That's and then there's a lot of healing around that, and the birth and there's
onto your father's chest.
Amazing. Rico was sitting next to me. You know Rico? Rico Zoolander? What's his last name? Zoltan Gorfa or something? Danny's friend?
Zoolander.
Suland. Rico's gonna kill me. Sorry, Rico. He's gonna kill me if he's watching this. He's gonna text me. He's like, "What?
What the fuck?
What
Get
the
my last
fuck?
name right.
Come on, man. Sorry."
Well, bro, yeah.
He was amazing. He was funny. I think his first session was, "I think I'm gay." Sorry, Rico. Yeah, he was. And oh my god, what a laugh.
We're all a little bit gay, Rico. Don't worry about it.
How was your experience?
Bro, it sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So it was transformative. Like that. It was like the ability to transcend time and space, visit ancestral energies,
Yeah.
talk to yourself as a child, see your father and your grandfather as children,
Yeah.
understand what ancestral pain actually means, understand that
What a feeling.
that what we are experiencing in our waking life, in our sensory life, is only a part of the energetic process that is happening around us. And there's a second understanding that we can bring ourselves to through ritual and plant medicine and understand this reality in a different way and transcend. I believe we can transcend. Totally hopeful, bro. Like in my death, I met some spurious characters from my own past. But all in all, I grew, and my last intention of, since you shared yours, which thank you for sharing yours, our first intention was exactly the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was exactly the same, by the way. But and the last intention was similar, to embody and embrace my true power.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm still integrating that from that ceremony.
It takes a lifetime to integrate, no?
But yeah, exactly. But ritual and ceremony is the only way that humans can understand this world. It's the only way that we can take stock. And you talk about reflecting before and being immediate in this time and place, but also being conscious of what has come before us and what is about to unfold. That ritual where we stop and when they pass the light back and it turns, it turns back time.
Yeah.
And we can live in a reality, and there's an energy that is happening, that is making us, that is influencing us without our understanding. And so we can get to that point. I'm reading.
How was your rebirth?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But I actually got rebirth. I went through my birth in death night.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah, so I went back. And
So you're like a master navigator.
I kind of I went through that, but I had, because part of my childhood trauma, like I had a pressure birth, which meant that my cranial plates were forced together.
Wow.
So like my fontanelle, that little bit.
That
at the
kind
front,
of really put a lot of pressure on.
Yeah, so I screamed for the first 9 months of my life. My mother tells me.
My daughter's done that.
Yeah, and so when I went through that rebirth in my death,
She does have a big head.
the huge melon.
Sorry, Winnie.
It's like an orange on a toothpick.
She's going to hate me. In 10 years, I was like,
Dad.
Dad, what did you say about my head on the podcast?
It's massive. It's massive, darling. There.
Right, so you think that's had some effect on your...
Well, it was part of healing childhood trauma.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in my experience.
Yeah.
So that was the first childhood trauma, was my birth. And like, it's traumatic, of course, for every human being. But like, to actually go back, I saw my mother in a state of absolute peace, beautiful and youthful. She's 24 when she had me. I saw her bejeweled and bedazzled, bewitched, and beat out. She said, she like was cast. Like it was a hard birth. She was torn. And took ages to recover, and it was traumatic. So yeah, so that was part of my experience. But I also saw ancestral people from my past who, like, I was able to heal, did shadow work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and moved through. Saw the golden path, bro, at the end.
Wow.
Understand what it is. That is.
Did you do the dance?
Oh, gotta ground it, bro. Gotta ground it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Kinda
the dance
grounded.
was so because you're
Ecstatic,
for two nights you're so moving. You're not. You just there's no movement. You're just
You're
on your
lying
bed.
on your
You're just
mattress,
lying
eh?
on your mattress.
Or purging.
Purging, yeah, and then you get to the last bit, and they make you dance, and my body's like, what the fuck is going on? It's all over the place. It's trying to integrate. It's trying to come back from this, non-movement point to movement point. And I think the first 3 months after that was the hardest in my life.
Really?
I struggled so much every night. I was out of whack.
How come? You just
It's just the brain was processing so much information so fast, and it's trying to push me forward so much. Extremely dangerous and fearful because you're like, shit, I love what I have, and it's creating this room of, it's like a cleanse, and you realize there's more potential, and you can rise up to that, and you can do stuff, and
but you're still
I
here.
decided,
But you're still here, eh?
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast idea came to me 12 months ago when I was in Cumu having a holiday. That was December 2021, and took me 12 months to kind of, expand that potential and do that. So, yeah, like you said, it's a lifelong work of uncovering yourself, and you can always go back to the mother wood and call upon the mother wood to push you forward. Because one of the things the lead shaman, you know who I'm talking about, said to me, you're healed. It's done. Don't talk about trauma anymore. Don't talk about being a victim. Don't talk about all these. You're done. You're healed, and you're moving forward. It's always been the mindset. I'm healed. I'm moving forward. I can have relapses, but the recovery from the relapse is quicker every time I have my relapse.
Yeah.
And back to moving forward. I can have a down day or an hour, but it's like, okay, moving forward.
Sounds like it's had a real positive effect on you, bro.
Oh, big time. And Elon Musk talks about, every young person that's coming into the workforce in corporate America has had psychedelics, and he's done psychedelics. He hopes that every single leader in the world does psychedelics. He does. He's talked about this in one of his speaking events. It's online. You can look at it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I understand about it. And I think it's true. That's where we create anti-templates of how to run a bank, how to run a city, how to be a prime minister. We can anti. Winston Churchill is a great example of an anti-template prime minister. He said what he wanted. He did different things.
I saw his biography on your...
Yeah.
You're reading it.
He's one of the most fascinating people.
Notorious booze hound.
Yeah, it is. He had this huge capacity for alcohol and work at the same time, and he worked until he was 86. Fascinating, super fascinating. And
he's in the Boer War, eh? He was like a...
Yeah, and he had terrible wars. He's killed a lot of, under his watch, a lot of people have died.
Totally, but he
And
still
so
had
when he
as a
was
great
called
mandate.
upon to be the prime minister to challenge Hitler, it was Winston Churchill.
Oh, no, Hitler.
When he was called upon to be the prime minister and to take the fight to Hitler, that was the moment he was waiting for. That was like the pinnacle. He just like how you started in Japan and built up to information age. That was his story of how he actually built up through. I think
he was in the military. He served
Gallipoli
in Africa.
His strategy in Gallipoli was disastrous. And so a lot of people were like concerned that he was coming in to deal with Hitler. They thought he's going to just blow it up. But he used all those learnings to get to a point where he could improvise to perfection and execute something that everybody around him believed he couldn't do it, but he had the ability and the mental ability every day to stand up. And say,
intestinal fortitude. He was just like resilient as...
And his ability to mobilize the English language.
Totally.
Almost lying to people saying, hey, we're winning.
yeah, but just like doing it in a way that was inspirational.
Yeah.
We shall fight them on the beaches.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
that
you know,
speech.
like there's not many great men, right, who haven't had a great injustice to stand up to.
Mm.
So like all great men are great, like truly great, like conquerors and all that, like Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great and Napoleon. All these are conquerors. These are guys that are destroying, you know, like civilizations in the name of their own vanity.
Mm.
But truly great men are only truly great because they stand up against that kind of tyranny.
Yeah.
And that's the example of Winston Churchill. You know, he's only great because Hitler was awesomely bad. Do you know what I mean? He's like, and the same thing. Nelson Mandela is only great because he stood up against apartheid. You know, Gandhi is only great because he was he fought against the British Empire. You know, Malcolm X was only great because, and Martin Luther King was only great because they were, you know, fighting against, you know, prejudice and racism.
Yeah.
And so, like, can you name a great man who wasn't rallying against some tyranny?
Mm.
Who can you?
Yeah, it's even Stephen Hawkins, if I think about, he was railing against this whole force of the universe. Albert Einstein, he was fighting against our place in understanding the universe. We're no longer going to accept that we don't know. We do. And this is the theory of relativity, gravity, and how everything is connected. And
Thinkers, philosophers,
and going back to the
scientists,
Big Bang, and beyond the Big Bang, we might be just a baby universe that's growing from a mother universe, right? And we're only 4 billion years old. Maybe the mother universe is 400 trillion years old, you know? And let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah, that on me.
Do you think we are the only living intelligent being in this many universes, or do you think there are many much more advanced intelligent beings on this many universes? One or the other?
The latter.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow. Elon Musk thinks we might be the only candle
Really?
in the whole of it.
How the
But
fuck would anyone know? Even
Yeah.
Elon.
But I believe there has to be thousands and millions.
Same. Like, how can you confidently say one or the other? I believe, like, surely there's another accident that's happened in another place where life has been spawned,
Yeah.
you know? And if that life has been spawned, you know, like, do we think that the Big Bang started in our universe? Is that because we could be...
Yeah, that's the theory. I think one of the theories where we are the center of the universe,
Well,
because that's
how
where the Big Bangs
egocentric.
happened. And that's why we're the only ones around, which is a dangerous thought.
the only ones around that within our, like, perception. But, like, our perception is potentially and most likely minuscule. We can't really see what, you know, like the infinite expanse of space. We can only see, how far can we see? Like not even out of our universe, right? Have we put anything out of our own solar system?
We have put one satellite out of our solar system. I think that we launched that 25, 30 years ago, but we've lost connection to it. It's gone. And I think it has a CD on it, a CD player, or like a record player. It's got like a baby crying, and then a couple other things. One of the most iconic tracks as music.
It's got some maths on it, eh?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I love the meme on internet where the chief of the aliens asks the room, has planet Earth received the message? And they say yes, but they have called it drum and bass, and they're dancing on it.
Do it.
Dancing to it. And that's one of the best memes of my alien discovery, you know.
Misinterpreted the message.
Yeah, they're just like raving over it. They're taking pills, and there's a guy called Skrillex, and listen to this, and they're playing it, and the chief is like, oh, these guys are so stupid.
This is the key to the universe, man.
They're so behind. Ridiculous. Let's find another planet. We'll come back to this in
We'll come
100,000 years.
They're still around.
Oh,
Those
God.
apes. Those information
Yeah.
apes swinging through the trees.
Information apes, yeah, exactly.
Swinging through virtual
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah. Wait, what? They haven't discovered artificial trees yet to capture carbon? They're still fighting climate change? Jeez. Let these guys
Yeah,
go.
come back later
Yeah, come back later.
in a minute.
Oh, man. That's been fun, man.
Yeah.
That's been good fun.
Thanks for having me here, bro. Like, it's been really cool
Been
to
good.
talk about.
I'd love to have you back once the album is launched.
Yeah.
And we can kind of go through the other tracks and explore and kind of build on the story.
Yeah, cool, man.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I really love what you're doing here, man. Like, it's
good
really,
fun.
Yeah, it was good for our
It's good
place as
fun.
well. You know, it's good
Yeah.
for this place.
Yeah, I know we're gonna push this out and
Yeah.
with the
I'll
album
help you
launch
push it
and
out, bro.
yeah, it'll be good fun. Well, no, thanks, man.
Mm.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody.